Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. Today I brought 11 lantanas off the bench to prune up. This is my best one, meaning it looks the most like a bonsai. This one is getting kind of old already in this pot. So let's see if I can help it out even further. With 11 bonsai, I'm not sure I'm going to get to all of them, but I'm going to try. All right, this has this wonderful low branch. It's got two new places where growth is coming from. This one kind of goes back and you can't see past it, so I'm taking that off. I'm going to, let's see, I like all these little leaves down here. This one not so much. Well, actually if it grows straight up and into this space, I wouldn't mind that at all. This is, well, let me get the lower one first. I like this just the way it is. I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to take this guy back to here and remove this lower leaf. You know what? I might as well take this whole section back. This, I like it. It's nice and full. But I'm going to take it back and maybe get another branch growing that way. This one's growing up, nice. But I'm going to take it back to here. I'm going to remove. The more I think about it, the more I want to take this off completely. Yeah, that should work. All right, that's the lower branch. Let's move up to this side. This is coming from the lowest part of this branch. I think this is getting a little long and crazy here. Taking that off. There's a little leaf down there I don't need. It's gone. This flowered beautifully, as they always do. You know what? I'm going to take this whole bottom section off. That leaves this and this, which I'm just going to take the growing tip off of. I'm going to remove this leaf from its place of origin. That leaf. And that leaf. Moving up on that branch. This lower part is blocking out the branch below it. This has already flowered, so I'm going to take it back, the flower off there. I'm just going to leave that. I like it going in those two directions. This branch is clouding things up in there, as is this branch here. And you can probably see in there more nicely now. The little mushrooms. It's probably not the best thing to leave those there. They are adorable. Look at that. A little cut in it. I love it. Always have to simplify your lantana. And for those of you who haven't tried lantana, I can't recommend it highly enough. There's a branch back here, not this front one, but the one in the back, that's crowding things out. Take that out. Yeah, if you overwinter them, I overwintered them in my greenhouse last year, and I kept the greenhouse in the high 40s on the coldest days in the winter. and they survive just fine. I've also left them in the house, but I didn't have room for them this year. Take that back. I'm going to go back further with that. That prunes this area up. I know I said I wanted it to grow in that direction, but I think I want to take that back further, which makes me want to take this back further. And that's it for that section of branch. Look at the trunk on this thing. I mean, this is a lantana. Here, you plant them in the spring and you let them die over winter. That's what people do here. These are sold as annuals on Long Island. But look at that nice trunk. Come on. Give lantana a try. Moving up. Let's see. Parallel branches here, but this one kind of, I like this branch, but I've got all this stuff back here. I do not need it. Simple. Simplify. Let's clean that up a little. Okay. Got all this growth right here in the middle. I do not need. I think I'm going to take this lower one off. Yeah, so I've got two that came from a cut point, which is what I always want. But I think I only want the one that goes out in this direction and not the one that goes straight up. So that gave me some choices. There's a stub to take back. I'm going to leave this. I think I'm going to leave that. Take away these little wispy leaves coming from the stem. And this is my forward branch, so I could take it back pretty far. I'm going to take this back to here. As you can see, it already bloomed. Take this back to here. I like the direction this is going. And I'm going to have to take it back further. I'm going to remove that leaf. This leaf. Just going to take the tip off of this. I know I said I want to keep that, but there's a leaf in the back that I can take off. And there's a little set of leaves here that need to come off. All right, that leaves this, which is my back of the tree. Take it way back. Remove a stub. Take the tip off of that. Take the tip off of that. I'm not going to remove this branch yet. I am going to remove this one. And I've got some clutter in here to clear up. Oh, it's very delicate. I broke that off. Oh well. All right, a little flat? Yeah, it's a little flat. So how do I fix that? I can come back further here. I do have buds. And then I have to come back to this. I'm glad I saved that little branch. Okay, that's better. Lantana number 1. And it will probably bloom again. Lantana number 2. Let me get this in frame. This tree filled out a lot and it bloomed. So I want to cut that seed pod off. It's got other flowers coming, but I'm not going to worry about them. This is a section going back toward the inner part of the tree. I don't need that. That opens up that first branch. Here's a part of the branch that goes up into the back, and there's a part that goes out into the bottom. It's a sin to take this off, but it's not helping the design any. So I can clean that transition up a bit. You know, I don't want to break anything off like last time. Okay, transition is fixed. Get some rubber cement on that. All right, next branch up. Try to keep it center. This further back most branch, furthest back, doesn't need to be there. Old leaf. I'm going to take this back to here. The damaged leaf I'll take off. Little nascent leaves that I don't need, you just pluck off. The part of this branch that head back. Another part that heads back. Everything's flowing outward. Just cleaning some stuff up here. Damaged leaf. Another damaged leaf, giving some separation. It's kind of thick right here. I think I'm just going to take this inner part out. And I'm going to remove this leaf because it's interfering, and this leaf. I thinned that section out quite nicely. Did I break off a leaf? I did. Very delicate. All right, moving up. Let's go to here. This fills in the back. What happens if I don't have it? I can take some of it off. It bloomed. And I don't have any to show you, but these get these little fruit on them. And if you're lucky, you have 4 or 5 fruit. They're little balls. And when they ripen and you plant them, you can get little lantana. Very cool. And I indeed have some that I planted from seed. Okay, what's this doing? This has some leaves close down that I don't need. Open that up a little. There's another one. I don't think I need this at all. So that should have opened that up quite a bit. And it did. Take this little bit of brand new growth out from there. And trim this back. Trim this back further. And clean up the intersections. I'm going to take this leaf off. I'm going to leave the stem and hopefully I get, I'm going to go back one more. Hopefully I get 2 little branches coming out of there. And I've had these trees long enough that I'm getting pretty good at predicting where stuff's going to grow. And that's what I always say to people about knowing their trees. You have them long enough, try to remember what they do. It really helps you when you're trying to make pruning decisions. All right, here's a part of this that goes back in. I'm going to take that off. I'm dealing with the height now. That kind of sets it, so this one's got to go further back. Now I got to clean up the interior. They tend to get muddy in there, meaning lots of little branches, which is great. The back buds are terrific because at some point you're going to need to prune back. And if you've always got some place to prune to, you're pretty lucky. I've gotten some people to say they hate lantana because their job as a little kid was to pull it out of the fields because it's poisonous to cows. I didn't know any of that. I'm sorry you hate lantana, but how lucky are you that you got to go in a field that had lantana growing in it as part of your chores? Those flowers are beautiful. All right. Let's see what's happening around back on that branch. All right, so here are the flower stems. And normally I cut the whole thing back past the flower stems, but I think I'm going to cut that back to there. Probably should go back further. Remember to be careful when you're brushing your hand past a branch, because they are quite delicate. Got some separation here. This thing was a puffball. Has a lot of multicolor flowers on it. I've mostly waited until those flowers were done because I can't bear to cut them off. All right, that clears up the congestion there. There's a little bit here. What can I do to alleviate that? Cut the growing tip off there. And here. All right, moving up. I'm going to take this back. I'm going to remove a leaf back here that's interfering. And another one. This little section grows toward the inside. I haven't grown these from cuttings. I have successfully grown them from seed. And they don't take long to get woody. One season, and if you're lucky to find one that's got a woody stem on it when you buy it, those are ideal. I don't know who's barking. Luca didn't want to come out with me again. His coat is a little overgrown. I have to take him to a groomer, and they didn't have an opening until, gosh, the 16th. So it gets a little warm out here. Should I let this? Nah, I can't. I'm going to cut the flower off. I'm going to cut this back further. Cut the leaves that are interfering and the leaves that are damaged off. Here's a big pruning stub here. I want to thin this out. Take the piece that's growing back in off. Leaves that interfere can come off. You'll get more light to the interior, which is very helpful to the production of energy and new leaves. Here's a damaged leaf that should come off. And here's a section of this branch. Yeah. I'm going to take this little piece off right here. Right down to the stub. You can see that open that area up. Just going to thin this out. It looks pretty good. Take the ends off. Encourage branch divisions, bifurcations. And is that it? I think this branch is coming off. It's going in a weird direction anyway. And that's it on lantana number 2. All right, here's one of the lantana I grew from seed. And this is its second growing season. So I got to get some sort of style into this tree. And this whole top part is ridiculous. So I'm going to take that off. That's also ridiculous. I know I said I would go into time lapse for the rest, but this one I want to do in front of you. It bloomed. It had lovely flowers. I'm going to take it back past that, and this one back past that. Now I'm hoping this tree gives me something else, because I don't like this little, shrug shoulders look. But it's getting a nice bark on it, some nice texture on the bark. And this is only its second year from seed. So let's get this one back up, and now we'll go into time lapse. Forgive the interruption of this time lapse, but this major development here is right on the inside of a curve. Now, I'm not really ever one for rules, but in bonsai, a branch coming out of the inside of a curve is a no-no. I have to say, in this instance, I agree, although the balance of this tree is really set off by this removal, thrown off by this removal. But I think it's the right thing to do. See if I can nibble a little more away from this. And I don't like what is left, but I do think it was the right thing to do. My finger's caught in there. I can clean this up a little bit here. And this. I now return you to your regularly scheduled time lapse. This one was broken here, but it's healing over quite nicely there. You can see the break if I zoom in on that. But that's all I have time for today. I'm going to go visit my mom. But thank you for keeping me company in my backyard, and I will most certainly finish the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at another date. 1, 2, 3, 4 rather. One of them is from seed, and 3 I purchased this year at a nursery. So those will be just getting started. All right, did I say thank you for keeping me company in my backyard? If I didn't, I'm doing it now. Thank you for keeping me company in my backyard.